Giles Ivey is the UK CEO of MiQ, a British-born marketing intelligence company with offices around the world. We caught up with him to find out about a typical working day, or month, how MiQ measures success, and the advice he would give to marketers struggling to turn their data into insights. If you'd like to be featured in our Day in the Life column, get in touch. Hi, Giles. Please describe your job. What do you do? Giles Ivey, my role at MiQ is to run the UK arm of the business. In a nutshell, all the commercial efforts and everything that MiQ deliver in the UK. As a breakdown, my day probably consists 70% of ensuring that MiQ is successful and known in the UK, and 30% in helping to be part of the company on a global scale. Whereabouts do you sit within the organization? Who do you report to? Giles Ivey, I am the CEO of the UK but also sit on the global boards for MiQ. I report into Richard Dunwall, the president of MiQ. What kind of skills do you need to be effective in your role? Giles Ivey, in this role you need a huge amount of flexibility, because you will always need the ability to pivot and change with the times. To be successful in this role, you have to keep up to date with where the market is going. This means understanding that what you're working on right now will change in 2 years' time. However, you're only as good as your people. Honesty and integrity have to come from the top of the organization, and then filter all the way down. What sets us apart is the honesty to say no, we can't do that. We aren't able to deliver it when we have to. If you're in a world where 95% of what you do is great, and the other 5% of the time you are honest about what you're not good at, that should really put you at the top of the pile in your industry. Being as we are such a sizable organization, at MiQ, we have more than 130 members of staff in the UK alone, you cannot do everything yourself. The ability to work as a team becomes vital here. And, of course, you need to have a very strong, reliable management team. Tell us about a typical working day. Giles Ivey, for me, there's no such thing as a typical working day, more like a typical working month. In a month, I probably do around 20 to 25 meetings with people we might like to do business with now or in the future. For that very reason, I spend a lot of time outside of the building. I catch up with the local leadership team quite frequently, and it is important that we talk and work together regularly.